Did Daniel Dubois quit against Joyce, and is he a quitter? Knuckleheads, welcome to the Fighters Rep, where we give you free fights, interviews in the fight game, and fight commentary from the mind of a promoter slash attorney. So we had a fantastic heavyweight bout, as you all know, on Saturday night. And no, I'm not talking about Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. I'm talking about the actual high-stakes heavyweight bout out in the UK between Joyce and Daniel Dubois. Everybody who knows about boxing knew that this was going to be an exciting fight and that these two men were putting it all on the line, risking a lot. Listen, they both went into this fight knowing that they could very well lose the fight. A lot of people thought Dubois was going to win. I personally had selected Dubois in my prediction by controversial win because I thought Joyce was slightly the better fighter because he had more experience. And that kind of turned out to be true. During the fight, Joyce was using his jab and found out that it was working for him. So he just kept jabbing away at Daniel Dubois' eye. Daniel Dubois' eye eventually gave out in the 10th round. He broke the orbital bone, which basically holds the eyeball in place on the left side of his face, and he took a knee. The referee counted him out, and that brought us to this conversation here, because we have about half of the boxing public saying that Daniel Dubois is a quitter, and the other half saying that no, he's not. He was just preserving his career. Because if you know about these orbital bone injuries, I mean, you don't have to be an expert, but if you know anything about them, again, it's basically the bone structure that holds the eye in place. And if that fails and you continue to take damage on that, I mean, it could really result in some permanent career-ending damage. And so I found the topic to be of interest to me, and I wanted to express my opinion on it, but I wanted to get yours. But before I ask you for yours, my opinion is that, yes, Daniel Dubois quit in the fight. However, it was his way to get out of a situation where his entire career was on the line, and he probably realized that. Listen, this guy spent a lifetime so far in boxing, toiling away in order to set himself up with a boxing career that could eventually set up himself and his family for generations to come. And he decided that, 2 or 3 more rounds of glory of, just biting down on your gum shield and looking like a tough guy did not outweigh the potential that if this eye is really badly hurt, it's the end of my career. So I think he kind of waited as, do I suck it up and keep going for these 2 or 3 rounds while I'm in this horrific pain? Or do I, just quit and live to fight another day and potentially come back and become a great heavyweight? And I think, if I'm being honest with you, only he knows, but I think he made the right decision. Listen, I think in that moment you have to think to yourself, can you handle the pain? And can you handle the damage? And do you think that you've got a shot at winning this fight? I think when you look at the circumstances of the fight, Joyce was having a lot of success with that jab. He just kept on, and he was going to keep on keeping on for another 2 or 3 rounds, whatever was left in the fight. It was 2 more rounds, but the rest of the 10th round, you can consider that a third. And I didn't think Dubois really had an answer to that jab, and I think he realized that, and he bowed out. So, yes, he did quit, but no, I don't believe that Daniel Dubois is a quitter. Now, a lot of people say once you quit, then that's it. You can never come back from that mentality. People might fight you and want to stay in there a bit longer than they typically would because they feel like they can break you. That's fine and dandy, but I think it's reasonable to bow out of a fight if the structure that's holding your eyeball in place has failed. Listen, you don't want your eyeball to fall out in a ring. So I respect what Daniel Dubois did. Still full credit to Joyce. I mean, he definitely earned that win, and he's one of the best heavyweights on the planet right now. I do think, though, that Daniel Dubois can still come back from this and be a huge factor in the heavyweight division, maybe even become a champion at some point. I mean, he's only like 23 years old. So I thought it was a good choice as opposed to ending your career at 23 with a horrific injury and potentially going blind. So knuckleheads, my question for you guys is Daniel Dubois a quitter, or do you think he made the right decision? Leave your comments below, and while you're down there, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification icon next to it, and smash the like button. Join Knucklehead Nation, the most educated fight channel on YouTube. Be sure to get your Fighters Rep gear or donate in the links below. It would be greatly appreciated. We got shirts, hoodies, masks, tank tops. That'll keep us afloat during this lockdown where we can't do any fights. And by doing so, you're not only helping me continue to build this channel, but also the only kickboxing promotion that matters. Quick update on that. I was thinking about maybe doing an event sort of in a bubble out here in California. They're not allowing for an audience at the fights, but it's just seeming like it's going to be very complicated to do it and very expensive. And to be quite honest with you, without the revenue of a gate and an audience, it's just going to be very difficult to do. We'll just see how the t-shirt sales and the donations go. Big shout out to everybody who has bought shirts and has donated. Ivan, I gotta talk to you soon, man. I gave you a call today. Thank you for donating. Much appreciated. You guys see him in the link below. He's an awesome guy. He's actually always commenting, so appreciate him big time. But knuckleheads, I look forward to hearing what you have to say.